Alrighty, welcome to another episode of the Bird Herd, sponsored by Redbird Esports. Today you have Gigatron, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Saxy Maxy. How you doing, bud?
Oh, I'm doing good, buddy. It's always good to be here.
That's good. And this week, our guest is Sam Flash Carroll. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing pretty good today. How are you both?
I'm good. I'm good. It's been a good weekend.
Living the dream, buddy. Can't complain at all.
Yeah, we're getting there.
It's a little windy outside. It's getting a little gloomy down here, but it's decently warm. It's no -20, so it's always a good day when it's not like that.
Of course, can't complain after yesterday. I had to get outside and spend a few hours. It was really sunny. Actually got up to mid-70s, so I definitely took advantage of that. Went on a run, played with the dog. It was a good day.
Okay.
Good day.
That's productive. That's productivity right there. That's what we love. All right. So looking into it, just before we get started in terms of like talking about Rocket League and how cool you guys are, because I see the clips, you guys are cool. Yeah, we just like to learn a little bit more about you, see what it's really like to be a college kid, So I don't know, give us your year in school, what your major is, and what your favorite food is.
All right, we'll start with what I'm doing in school right now. So currently I've kind of been doing some thinking regarding my major. Initially, I did want to do something along the lines of like exercise science. I think the degree that's offered at ISU that would accompany that would be health and human services or something along the lines of that. Unfortunately, athletic trainer, which was one career I was potentially looking at, was made a doctorate requirement rather than just a bachelor's degree. So, and looking at other aspects of that career, such as the pay they get, et cetera, it was not looking like it was worth the time and money that would go into getting that. So I kind of was looking at other areas such as physical therapy, and I was really contemplating what route I wanted to go. So I started looking outside of that general umbrella. I took some psychology, sociology. This semester I'm taking a philosophy gen ed classes, kind of seeing what I like in this general range. So right now I need to do some more research. I'm hoping to do that soon so I can sign up for classes next semester with this in mind about careers under the general umbrella of sociology, communication, philosophy. I really enjoy learning more about those subjects in particular.
Oh, heck yeah.
So you say soc over psychology?
I don't know which I prefer yet. I think I'm gonna have to take like maybe one more class of each. It does seem closely related in some aspects.
They are.
Philosophy, there are definitely some differences though that I would assume the farther you go along, the more those get defined and whatnot. So we have to do some more research.
I could tell you the psych stuff. I could definitely tell you the psych stuff.
He's the psych man. What year did you say you were, if at all?
I'm a freshman right now. This is my
Okay.
second semester taking classes.
Sheesh, freshman on varsity. All right, okay.
I'm a youngie.
We like to see that around here. So that's you've got plenty of time then to figure out what you. Yeah.
I do. I'm looking forward to that being the Zoom around here.
I always just like assume like our varsity players are like, I don't know, upperclassmen, and I know that that's like a bad notion to get out of my head because there's so many talented people on varsity that are like freshmen, and like it's impressive, man. It is.
There's a ton of young talent, especially in Rocket League, that's not even collegiate yet. Like you look around like the high ranked scene in Rocket League, and there's kids that are 14, 15 years old that are just absolute prodigies right now that are, being touted as like potential future RLCS contenders and that are already being scouted. So esports is, I would say, at a really competitive level, not an old man's game. I would say in this day and age, the younger you get into it, the better. And it's finally starting to show with like the age of the competition. Like there's kids that are a few years younger than me that are just as good or better at Rocket League than I am at this current stage, just because the amount of time that they have to dedicate to it right now. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And especially I feel like in the past year alone during quarantine, like Rocket League is it's one of those games that you can get pissed off, but like you go back to it, you keep playing it, and it's not one of those long like 30-minute, 45-minute games. You can just quick get in, get out, and have some fun with the boys. So I feel like people really took advantage and are probably getting pretty good at it by this point.
Yeah, definitely that. The short, bite-sized games and the addition of the free-to-play feature definitely made it so where there's a lot more people getting into it, a lot of people having fun and getting better at the game too. That definitely contributes to that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think with the Epic Inquiry and, moving to free to play, I think that, just a whole new level of people come in, and then you throw on a pandemic and boredom, and, you've got yourself a whole new player base. I kind of stopped playing. Yeah, I loved it. I really did. It's just one of those games that you could just relax. But I mean, I'm sure there's, it's far few fetched in between for you at this point, especially playing competitively.
Yeah, for sure. I'm still able to have fun, which is very important because I think, in my opinion, if you want to get better at a game, you have to start by having a lot of fun with it, or else it's going to feel like a job. It's going to feel like a task. If you have the sole purpose of getting better at a game, but you don't enjoy it, you're not going to see any results. You're not going to probably get anything out of the game for a long time. I'm at 5,800 hours right now, and I'm just starting to see where I can be potential wise. I spent 4,000 hours on Xbox where I didn't get anything out of the game other than enjoyment, playing it with friends. And then once I switched to PC in December of 2019, I started to see my actual competitive potential. And it was right as the time that I was about to graduate from high school, and it went from I'm playing the game for fun, on the weekends and if I can spare some time after homework my senior year of high school, to I can take this and play at a varsity collegiate level. And it just, one door closed, which was my spring semester senior year of track, and the other door opened, which was playing Rocket League at collegiate level. So it all happened very conveniently for me.
Yeah, I mean, and talking the whole thing about playing a game and if you don't like it or you feel like it's a chore, kind of thing. I would hate that. That's why I think I've gravitated towards more of that caster coach kind of in production kind of way now with League, at least compared to other games MMOs. I will always come back to for whatever reason. I don't know why. I tell you the one that I'm in right now, but I did sign a NDA to not talk about it, so I can't.
Really?
I can't.
Oh, wow.
But it's coming out soon. I'll say that it's coming out soon. So it's something you can see on Steam. I'll put it that way. But yeah, I mean, I totally get that. That's because when I played League back then, we were all on different teams, in college and everything like that, and yeah, it was great. But the same thing was all right, now I got to play solo queue every single day, a couple of times a day, just to make sure I'm getting wins and getting more elo, and then you drop, and then you're all right, well now I want to go play more to gain back what I lost, and then I lose more, or I gain back, and I'm just all right, maybe I should have played today, kind of a thing. So yeah, I totally understand that aspect. So I know, I think Avocados told us last time, you guys kind of play a little different with the modes with Rocket League. I know I can't remember if he said he's better at threes or twos or ones. I can't remember. There was definitely, he mentioned something. I don't know if it was in the podcast or if it was after the podcast when we were talking about stuff. But what game mode is your favorite?
Yeah, so actually, I watched your pod with Holy Avocados. When it first came out, I watched a bit of it, and I kind of wanted a refresher, so I watched some a little bit today, actually. He is a ones main. He plays very individualistic play style. He's very used to taking control, doing everything himself, since he's most used to 1v1. My favorite game mode is 3v3. I, for as long as I can remember, have almost exclusively played 3v3 and specifically solo queue at a competitive level. That's been pretty much my bread and butter ever since I started playing in 2016 on Xbox. Granted, I played the game at a casual level just as much or more than I did competitive back then, but ever since I've been somewhat competitive at the game, I've done 3v3, and the large majority of the time it's been solo queuing, which is, getting two other random people as your teammates. So that is what I'm most comfortable and what I'm used to doing the most, for sure.
I mean, I'm just curious about, we talked probably a little bit on the last podcast about, Rocket League esports at the collegiate level right now. Are you guys still seeing a lot of growth as the game progresses and as your seasons continue to go on?
I think we're definitely getting momentary glimpses at our potential for sure. I think that our biggest struggle right now is we're unable to get our highest level of play all the time. Our consistency is definitely something that we're struggling with right now. And that can be due to a multitude of reasons. I think one of the biggest reasons is the fact that we're a team that right now our success is definitely dependent on all three of us having a good day mechanically with our individual, just like being able to pass well, shoot well, play good defense. And if one of us has a bad day, then we all struggle. We all feel like Rocket League's a game, at least for 3v3, where if one person has a bad day, unless you have that one person who can just pop up and be the X factor and pop off, it's going to affect your whole team. Your whole team's going to suffer. You don't have like I'm not too familiar with League, but you don't have the Drew Dozer who can just go crazy and get triple kills all the time for Rocket League. It's much more difficult. It's very team reliant. So our consistency is something that's kind of hindering us, but we are seeing some very good results against competitive teams. Recently we've been able to get wins against OSU's A team. We took UNCC's A team to a full series and lost 4-3. Very competitive series. And those are both teams that qualified for the main Carroll Collegiate League, which is the top 10 teams from the East. So we are seeing some good results against some very good teams, but we're unfortunately also dropping some series to some teams that we'd like to beat, that we feel like that, when we play well, we're better than. So I think we're definitely showing our potential. We see what we can do, but I would say just as much, we're also seeing that our consistency is something we're struggling with for sure.
Yeah, and at least you could see that. Is this you guys' first year, the three of you playing together?
Yes, I think this is the second semester we've all three played together. It's the first year, and I think this is the first time that we've all three played on an organized team like this for Rocket League.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously you guys are going to keep seeing improvement as you guys keep pushing along and as you guys get some more semesters under your belt together. The overall Rocket League collegiate esports scene, though, like you said, you had mentioned that one tournament. Are there a lot of different tournaments for you guys at this level right now? Are you guys mostly going out to amateur? I don't know if it's T3 is what they use in Rocket League, or is it that kind of thing?
So to address the first part, I think there's definitely a good amount of leagues that you can do that are specifically intended for collegiate teams. Right now, I think we're in about 3 or 4 that are only open to collegiate teams. And they have, depending on the size of the organization and the amount of people that they're able to reach out to, the competition level is varying. We have about 2 leagues that we're in right now where we're pretty much just running through the competition. We're kind of just plowing everybody because we're just higher ranked than them. And then we have about 2 leagues that we have a wide variety of skill level, where there's teams that are at our level, and there's also teams that are lower than us that we're able to sweep pretty easily. So I think there's a good amount of competition we can get for collegiate. At the moment, we're in no sort of league, or we've played no tournaments where we're facing, like you said, amateur competition. It's all been other collegiate teams and collegiate-centered leagues so far.
Cool. Well, yeah, that's really cool then that you guys have that level of competition that you can play at it. Yeah, and obviously there's going to be kids that you guys just stomp through. Is there one league that is kind of working with Rocket League, that because I know that in Siege, there's Spaces, which is working directly with Ubisoft. Is there anything like that?
So the main, I'm not too familiar with exactly who controls it, but there is a main competitive collegiate Rocket League that is, I think, run by CCA, which is college carball, that is directly partnered with Psyonix. I think the sponsorship, the money prizing, comes from Psyonix. So there is definitely a main league that is the most competitive collegiate Rocket League. This year they took 10 teams from the East and 10 teams from the West. So it's really just the cream of the crop, the best teams. And I think that's the only league that's directly affiliated with Psyonix. The other leagues, I think the prize money and whatnot comes from sponsorships, not directly from Psyonix. So I don't think they're directly affiliated.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, and that's good though. I mean, there's definitely still, you guys have a lot of leagues. You're doing more collegiate, which is fine. I mean, I know leagues finally getting to the point where they can be at that more amateur stage and everything like that. And I think honestly, even if it's any type of game, whether it's Rainbow Six, you're looking at Rocket League, you're looking at League of Legends, Overwatch, any of the bigger games that we do kind of cater to, as well as obviously Valorant's taking off very well right now. It's not like I'm avoiding a certain game or anything like that, but I'm not. I'm legitimately not. I'm legitimately not. I'm trying. I'm really not. But yes, like CS:GO and all those. Yeah, like there's a lot of plenty of games that I feel like even if they have the backing, or even if they don't necessarily have the backing, like you look at Face It. Face It is a big league that does just so much different things. You have, like you said, all these collegiate leagues that are doing well. Let's put it this way. League, I'm not going to lie, I'm surprised some of the leagues that we have after just kind of looking at kind of the disparity in some of the leagues. I'm not going to lie. Like C-Law is like super weird that you could just be like bronze and then just play challengers.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you can literally be that. It is weird in their league with that. That's why like it's like Maryville, them, and like a couple other schools will basically just be top 8 always, because you're still playing like either silvers or golds or plats even, and you just already know.
About that.
Yeah, well, you're gonna lose in that case, but it also depends on how many challengers you get in there, kind of a thing. Like there's not always everyone has challengers. They might have Grandmaster, they might have other different ranks, kind of a thing. So that's like I think that's weird with that league, but like Upsurge and like all of those, like Philippines, like stuff like that, like all those are definitely pretty much like you're within your rank, kind of thing. Like there is that uncapped section, but the uncapped is basically your master and above. So if you're master and above, yeah, that means you're good, like kind of a thing. It's probably like, is it Grand Champion with you guys?
Yeah, Grand Champion is, well, there's one higher now. But Grand Champion is one below Supersonic Legend. I would say most collegiate teams that are pretty competitive are Grand Champion. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because wouldn't you guys spend probably more time scrimming? Oh, I don't know. Rocket League's a little bit different. Well, let's say, here's my question. Like, how many hours a week do you guys think you play ranked together? And then how many hours do you think you, like, scrim?
Well, I would say recently it's been harder for us this semester to find times to compete. Or not to compete, let me rephrase that. To find time to practice. I know we have a lot of busy schedules right now. I think I'm on the most, but I know Miles is currently working a part-time job. Connor has a lot of academic responsibility. So I think that we've been more pressed this semester, and it's been harder to find time, but I think we're currently averaging like a scrim or 2 a week if we're able to get one in. Scrims usually are an hour each if we're able to schedule it like that. So 1 to 2 hours of scrims a week. And then I would say also a night or 2 of competitive queuing a week, which we can say is like around 2 hours a night. So I would say on top of our matches, we spend around 2 to 3 hours a week just playing competitive, and 1 to 2 hours a week in scrims right now.
No, that is still perfect, though. That is like, for as draining as the semester is, as we're heading into I think like week 12 or 13, we're at the last part, where it's really intense. So that to still have a practice schedule like that's really good for you guys. Just another kind of random question I had, just thinking about all the different leagues, and you said the top 10 from each, the East and the West. Like obviously in Rainbow Six, there's like Akron, they're the big dogs, they're the powerhouse. Is there a university right now that just has like a powerhouse Rocket League team?
Well, if you would have asked me that question at the beginning of last semester, I would have told you Akron. Akron for the past few years has been the most dominant collegiate Rocket League team. They won so many. I can't exactly remember the number, but they were the number one, unarguably the best collegiate Rocket League team for the past few years. And now this year, I would say last fall and this spring, there was a new team that kind of popped up into the who's the top dog argument, and that is Northwood. They're not a big school. I never heard of them before.
I was going to say the same thing.
Northwood is like a community college, but what they did is they were able to offer full rides to collegiate, esport athletes for Rocket League, and they got three basically. I would say B tier. I'm not really sure what you guys would. I would say like a step below pro, like bubble, around bubble. A little around the outside. They got three players of that caliber to compete for them in collegiate, and they were able to get some very good results. I think they won either fall or spring. Well, I think they won fall, the Collegiate Rocket League Championship. So there's it's getting harder to say who's the best. I think the competition is definitely catching up to Akron, but I would say overall the past few years Akron's been the top dog. And around in the last year, I think you can really put an argument for Northwood being up there with them.
Well, that's really good to hear because, like, obviously, we got to talk. Shout out to, David Kirk for building the Akron program and into what it is today. And, thank God that we have them on our side now. But they are a powerhouse, and every game they play, it feels like. And even last night, they won the Face It collegiate thing. So that's 10 championships in siege for them. Took home $10,000 last night. And it's crazy because, like, every time I'm watching a finals now, it's Akron versus whoever, and it's just Akron dominating. Like, it is so crazy to see them doing what they're doing in the collegiate esports scene. And that's why I'm so excited for schools to, be building up their program like we are, start putting competition out to like, hey, we could do this too. These guys aren't the only ones that could do this.
Yeah, I agree.
I was gonna say, it's real quick. It's funny because I literally just saw an app for Wesleyan to be their director.
Oh yeah.
So I was gonna leave this out. I'm like, no. I ain't leaving. But go ahead, Sam. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. I don't think I had a lot to say. I think I was just gonna say it is cool, and it applies to us as well. Like, we're a very new up and coming program. This being our first year, and it's definitely difficult for us. Our league team has had massive success. Really recently winning the Upsurge Premier League. Saw that was awesome.
It's sick to watch.
And then really, I think from what I've seen, really competing with Maryville at a very high level and basically cementing themselves as the number 2 in CLOL. I'm not super sure, so if that's not true, sorry.
Yes. No, they were second in TLOL.
Okay, so them having massive success is great for our program. I know that Rocket League and Overwatch are a little bit behind right now. I think partially that has to do with just the allocation of resources, especially during COVID and everything. It's completely understandable. So I think that I think that we're definitely in need of some TLC because we're a step behind the competition. The best teams either were able to invest everything to get a good team right away, or they've been, working on their rosters and developing their program for a few years now. This is our first year, so I think to get the results that we're getting is still very good. But I think that, just like many other programs, we're still trying to play catch up with the best programs like Akron right now.
Yeah, and that's fine. I mean, again, a lot of colleges, I feel like kind of, no offense to them, but just kind of dropped the ball on this. I mean, when I was in college, DePaul already had their stuff established. It was much more separated than it is now with a lot of the other Discords and a lot of other colleges, because DePaul would just have league separate thing compared to Call of Duty or Siege or Rocket League or any of that stuff. And I kind of thought it was surprising that no one wanted to conglomerize and make it one big Discord for them or just one big community that people from others can join in and kind of enjoy themselves. But now they've obviously changed a little bit since I was in college. So I think that's the big thing is can you get that backing? Can you get a lot of those resources like you talked about? And I agree. Unfortunately, COVID has done some things that we would not like to have happen in that case. But I mean, we do have our arena opening soon. That TM. So
soon TM.
Soon. So
Ooh.
That will definitely be great once we ever figure out what the name is and all that stuff. So, and then I think because of that, now you guys will have more dedicated spaces. Like you guys could go to the vault. You have the digs right now too, as well as the arena. I think that's going to be a lot of great things coming to you guys that you guys can start working more together. You guys can clock out time. So this way now you guys aren't just stuck at home. You guys can game together and different things. And not that you couldn't now, it's just you just gotta safely do it at distance, and then what if you're in the vault and then they don't put you three like near each other like that, you're like one's on the other side of the room, the other one's on the other side, one's in the middle, and you're just like shouting to each other.
Yeah, hey man, I'll take that over being, a 5-hour drive from my teammates right now, being in Southern Illinois. So I'm definitely looking forward to getting on campus for the first time ever. It's crazy saying that because I've been taking classes since last August and it's now almost April and I've still never set a foot on campus. But I'm getting my first dose of the vaccine this Tuesday.
Hey,
I'm getting my Wednesday.
Nice.
I just got mine last week.
Awesome. So, I'm looking forward to hopefully May being in a good spot and starting to hopefully look for a time to visit campus. And, fingers crossed next semester I'm still here and I'm so excited to be able to utilize the facilities that Illinois State has. I think it'll be awesome for my personal growth and the team's growth for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I think that synergy really is going to click then. If you ever need a tour guide, buddy, I'm here over the summer, so let me know.
Exactly. I was going to say, just message us and we'll come find you. Don't worry.
I appreciate it.
I'll be here all summer.
I'll drive my 2 hours down to come visit. Don't worry. I have plenty of PTO to use.
It was really cool, though. Like, I think we talked about this maybe in one of the last few podcasts, but when the weather started to get nice, I would go from my apartment and just go over to like the quad, and it was super cool for me to see kids socializing and playing games on the quad because like I transferred in spring of 2020 and had 8 weeks before I had to go home. So it was cool to finally get to, have that feeling of like, oh man, I'm at college, like this is sick. So I definitely see where you're coming from. And I do think like you're going to love it and you're going to love being able to use the facilities and meet new friends. And it's awesome.
Summer down there is like heaven. I ain't gonna lie. We still go down. Like my friends and I will still go down. Like whether we rent a hotel or we know someone else that we're staying with that's still living down there and everything. And yeah, I mean it'll definitely be nice. I think for you to finally see it. I mean we have a beautiful quad, dude. I love it. Like I used to run that all the time, and I hate running. I hate running now compared to back then.
Oh, not a big runner. Not a big runner.
Yeah, I'm not a big runner, but I'm a biker, and I love to swim. And, man, just, like, what we were able to do with that, like, capture the flag, like, oh, man. We were doing it every night. We did it, like, 3 nights a week, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday in the quad, like, after a certain time. Man, like, especially when it's light out and you could just see everything compared to, like, closer to wintertime where it's, like, dark out and all that. Oh, man, like, you can easily see when people are trying to sneak and do stuff, but yeah. So I think you'll definitely enjoy that just because you'll be on campus. You get to see you guys more. You'll be definitely not having to drive 5 hours.
Yeah, man, if you said you don't like running and you even enjoyed running the quad, then I can't imagine how much fun I'll have on it. So
cleats did help.
Running. Cleats?
Oh, yeah. Well, because, dude, I had to run through the grass, bro. Like,
yeah.
They didn't care. They didn't carry at us.
I guess.
They're not metal. It's not like we're, like, tearing up the grass that bad. But, yeah, I mean, and I did actually run with regular running shoes and all that stuff, too, of course. Okay. But, yeah, it's so nice. I love it.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, I'll tell you this, Sam. The day you see me out there on the quad running around, that's the day hell froze over.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
No, I know, definitely. But yeah, so you do that and everything. Is there other games that you like to play, like kind of like in your free time?
I dabble in other games. I think back on Xbox, there was one game that was able to compete with Rocket League for my time, and that was Destiny 1. I was huge into Destiny 1. It was a great game, many fond memories. I did not transfer that same passion over to Destiny 2. I didn't enjoy the game as much after launch and whatnot. So nowadays what competes for my time is I mess around on Valorant and CS, playing some FPSs. Other than that, I enjoy more relaxed games because I play Rocket League competitively. So I play a lot of games with friends. I've messed around on everything from Forza to Battlefield. I enjoy 2-player co-op. I've played through A Way Out and Portal 2. Those are both really fun. Recently, I recommend you both check this out. It Takes Two, a new 2-player co-op game. I bought it. You can play it for free. One of your buddies, if you buy it, they can play it with you for free. And it looks like a blast. I started playing that, and it looks like a really fun game. So not a lot. I play Rocket League almost exclusively, but when I'm looking for some downtime, I'll play some other games with buddies.
That's good though, because it's like you definitely still want to like take it back, like off of the Rocket League seat, play different things. Yeah, D2 is the same thing for me. I'm not gonna lie. Like I still claim the different stuff, of course, on Twitch Prime. Like for whatever, I'll eventually come back, but I am definitely probably not at this point. My other MMOs are definitely taking over for that aspect. I stopped playing WoW at this point because there's just like they're releasing content too slowly. But again, I also understand just because it's new stuff. You also have Burning Crusade coming back for WoW Classic and all of that. So been played SWTOR again recently. I don't know why, but I always come back to that game, and then the new one that I'm playing, and I can't say yet, but soon.tm. Anyways, yeah, I mean that's I like that. I like playing shooters too, and I mean Max knows. I mean I'll play Call of Duty or Valorant at times.
Haven't seen you on Rainbow Six, buddy.
Hey, when you gonna buy it for me? I'll be on.
Oh my god, dude! It was just a free weekend.
Was it a free weekend?
Yes,
I didn't even see it.
Should have said something.
That's why bad. I know why I don't see it. It's because it automatically goes to my library for Steam and never goes to the store. So I never see it unless I click it. So
Steam just flags it as a bad game. Then you're like, no, we're not going to feed this to this guy. No way are we putting this on his For You page?
Well, yeah. And the other thing, too, is the fact that For You page, of course, you Mr. TikToker, of course you say that.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, yeah, like I don't see it because if I'm playing 5M, I just log in. I have to log into Steam and then log into 5M. That's it. And I just play off of 5M for that. I don't have to go look at the store or anything like that, or go look at it some DLC. If it doesn't tell me, which I'm pretty sure it actually did tell me it was on sale, and I just blatantly ignored that email and notification. Not for that, just because there was multiple things on sale that I wanted to get, and I was like, oh, I'll look at that later. I never did. Yeah, so I would say it's definitely nice though that you do get some time away with that. Do you like to go work out and do things, or are you like us who kind of likes to just chill back?
I've been in slump mode for quarantine.
We all have, yeah.
I was in great. I would say not to toot my horn. I was in good physical shape. I played varsity football and I ran varsity track, and I was looking to really make a push to make it to state for track in the 100-meter dash my senior year. But that never happened. So I was really demotivated once my senior year of track got canceled. I found myself playing Rocket League a lot more. That's another story. Here I am. But I would say ever since the quarantine has started, I've really fallen off with my motivation. But I still go on runs. But it's kind of sad. I'm looking forward to getting back and having access to a gym. I look in the mirror. I'm like, dang, where did my pecs go? Where did my biceps go? But,
right, I know.
I guess hopefully it'll just make me more motivated once I get access back to a gym to really get back what I lost.
And this is something I never had, baby.
Hey man, one day or day one.
Oh my god, yeah, day one. I mean, hey, it starts today, bud. It starts today. You work on it
today.
I think it
work
starts
on it,
tomorrow,
man.
Actually.
Oh, of course you would say that.
That attitude.
I think based on last night's events, it starts tomorrow.
Oh, yikes. Oh,
it's nap time after this.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure. I know what you did last night. But anyways, I know we're kind of running out of time, so I think we'll do our last stuff right now. So is there anything else you want to say? Because I'm good at this point.
Oh, sorry. You were talking about
it's all you.
Oh, I was going to say I have nothing. I appreciate you guys having me here.
Yeah, it's really good to talk to, different people from all the different games that we've got going. It's really cool to learn about what you guys are doing and how you guys are spending your time and practicing. Good to know that Akron is also very good at Rocket League. But yeah, that's it for us. So happy that we were able to sit down with you and looking forward to seeing what Rocket League has in store for us in the future. But until next time, I'm Sexy Maxie, joined as always by my good co-host Gigatron. This week we had on Sam Flash Carroll. It was so nice to talk to you. This has been The Bird Herd, and we will see you next week.